So I am here getting my hair dyed. I am gonna go blonder, guys. I know I have blonde hues, but I want it to be bright. I want it to be a shock. I want you guys to see the dramatic difference I'm about to go through. And the exciting thing is you can actually do it at home too. So stay tuned, watch, take notes, and maybe give it a go. Go blonde.
Hey, what's up? This is Oliver at Color King with a K. If you need to find me, I'm in Atlanta. We splashing everybody. The first thing that we're doing is just put it in 4 sections so that if you're doing this at home, it just makes it a lot more manageable. So that you have some type of systematic way. Because the way color processes, wherever you put color at first is gonna be the lightest. So if you want your top or front to be the lightest, that's where you want to start the color. So the first step, we're going to go in here and knock out her roots. We want to use a little richer color at the roots so that we give her that natural look. We don't want it to be blonde at the roots because she pulls it back. We don't want her to look like she doesn't have edges because she has great edges. What we're going to use is Clairol LiquiColor 8N. Guys see that? And 20 volume. Anytime you're using permanent color, you have to mix a developer. You guys have probably seen this in 10, 20, 30, or 40 volume. Basically what that means is the higher the number, the more lift that you'll get. So at the roots, we just want a soft lift so it'll still look natural, so we're gonna use the 20. When we go to the more blonder shades toward the ends and the highlights, we'll use 30 and 40 to give us a little bit more lift to make the tones a lot more vibrant and beautiful. When we mix this with this, equal parts. So 2 ounces of this, 2 ounces of that. When you mix this, it's ready to go. You don't want to mix this and then go put it down and go feed your baby and go cook. You want to go ahead and mix it, and as soon as you mix it, you're ready to go. This only has about 30 minutes of processing time. Every second counts. We're going directly to the roots. By going in there and actually creating a darker root, it's going to look like, the color's supposed to look like that, as opposed to, girl, it's time for a retouch.
Which is kind of where we're at now.
See, I'm just kind of brushing it up, probably like an inch and a half. Every piece of her hair will be covered with color. So we're just doing this in sections.
Guys, so we are almost done applying the developer level 20 and the 8N hair color that we mixed earlier all over to about 1.5 inches of my roots, all over my hair. We're gonna leave it on for 45 minutes. Instead of bleaching hair and then adding color, this step is basically gonna color the hair and lighten it in one step. It is safer because...
Well, it's a lot more gentler than say a lightener would be. And the liquid color has what we call soy plex, which is basically, it takes all the great ingredients out of soy and has infused it into the hair color as well as into the 20 volume developer. So as this is, processing the color, it's actually adding the good juices and berries to the hair to really make it be filled with shine and moisture at the same time. As opposed to where when you're using bleach, there's no color or any nutrients necessarily deposited, so it just tends to be a little more drier. So the second step, we're going to use Kaleidocolors for her highlights. We're going to go in here and do that at the same time while her roots are processing. Adds caramel tones for sun-kissed highlights. It's going to pick up the highlights that she already has and just take them a little more sun-kissed because it has the natural tone in it already. And this is very gentle. So we're going to use this with the 20 volume again. This is going to give her some lift. I like it around the same consistency of like pancake batter because it's thick. You don't want it too thick because it'll stop processing once you put in the hair and it won't be making your hair lighter. If it's too runny, it'll just be all over the place on the floor and on your client or your model. With her hair, because it's so big, you want to take kind of big highlights so that it doesn't get lost. You see how big this highlight would be, how thick it is? So that'll be a nice blonde coming through. Like if we did like little bitty highlights like this, you won't see it. A lot of times people don't understand the developer part of it. So what you have to understand is with this lightener, if you use 10 volume, you'll get the same effect as if you use 30 or 40 volume. The only difference is the speed. So if you're never did this before, you're not a professional, I would suggest using like a 10 or 20 volume. It's gonna give you the time to allow you to get all your highlights in there. Say I use a 30 volume, it's really, really quick. So by the time I finish this half, it might already be finished and I haven't even put any highlights on this side, which is another problem. So by just slowing it down and using a less developer, like 10 or 20 volume, that's just gonna give me time. It won't run off on you. It's okay if they kind of overlap. That's just gonna give it a more natural look as well. Can you see that? You'll notice if I'm doing this at home, I wanna take my brush and do it vertically, this way, as opposed to this way.
We are halfway through the highlighting process. It's so funny, look how pink all my hair looks. The mix comes out in this like hot pink look, like a lavendery hot pink. But don't worry, it's supposed to be blonde.
Last step is we're going in and we're putting in her lighter base color. So I mixed the high lift color, even parts, 12 in and 12A, just to give her a nice lighter brown color. This will be like the icing to bring everything together. And as you see, we were able to do it all at the same time. So it's just one shampoo process, one drying process.
Oliver has painted my hair. We've done all 3 steps. We did the roots first,
Then
an
the
inch and a half, 45 minutes. Then we did the highlights.
Yes, and then we did the final base color.
Okay, and then the final base color, which is just all over, gonna lighten my hair. I'm gonna bake a little bit.
There.
Okay guys, I'm all done here with Oliver. Finishing the last step in the process, which is just styling. So I've diffused my hair, I put in several products, and I've picked it out because you know I love volume. So here is the final look. Massive thank you to Clairol Professional for having me be a part of their blonde squad representing New York City. I mean, I have been wanting to go blonde for so long, and now I have finally done it. You can get all the products I used at your local Sally's, but be sure to check in the description for more details. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you for supporting OwnByFemme.TV. Make sure you hit subscribe to catch more goodies on my channel, and I will talk to you guys soon.